Gather around cause it's story time. Let's imagine they use our mind. Cause it's story time, story time. It's story time, story time. Let's use our imagination. Think it and then create it. It's story time, story time. It's story time, story time. Let's explore with imagination. Think it, exaggerate it. It's story time, cause it's story time, story time. Listening is hard. Written by Karen Nespali. Illustrated by Francesca De Luca. Read by Jamel. Are you listening? Asked Leo's mom. Leo, are you listening to me? I'm Leo, and I don't like to listen. Listening is hard, and I don't like to do hard things. When I don't listen, I get into trouble at home. I don't like to hear, it's time to go to bed, or no snacks, it's too close to dinner time. Listening is hard when you're not really ready to go to bed, or when you're really hungry and need a snack. I don't listen, I get in trouble in school. I do the wrong math page, or when reading, I lose my place. Listening is hard sometimes because my brain is thinking of too many things. When I do not listen, I get in trouble at hockey practice. I skate off to the other side of the rink when the coach is talking. I have a lot of energy, so I have to take extra steps to help me listen sometimes. Like I have to be physically active before or during times I have to listen. Another thing that is hard for me is when everyone wants me to be quiet. I have a lot to say. I get excited when I want to share. Being quiet is not fun. It's boring. I want to try to be a good listener, but I'm going to need help. I think I'll ask the others to help me figure out why it is so hard for me to be quiet and listen. I'll ask my friends what do they do when they find it hard to listen. Good listening means not talking, looking into a person's eye and asking questions. I know I could be a good listener. It's going to take some practice, but if I want someone to listen to me, I need to be a better listener to them. I have some changes in mind already. This might not be as hard as I thought. When I'm not ready to go to bed, I can ask for one more story to be read. Sometimes mom or dad can read me an extra story, and sometimes I can ask to read a short book by myself. When I want a snack before dinner, I can tell dad I'm very hungry. I can ask dad if I can make myself a healthy snack that will not ruin my dinner. When I'm not sure why I'm having trouble listening, I can understand what I need by paying attention to my body. I might be tired or hungry or need to go to the bathroom. I can ask to put my head down for a few minutes or get a snack or use the bathroom. I can learn to understand what I need and ask for it. When I'm at hockey practice and there's energy, I can ask the coach if I can skate around the rink before he talks to the team. The movement will help me and I'll be ready to listen. Now that I'm becoming a better listener, coach might let me try out for goalie. When I'm at school and my brain is thinking of too many things, I can calm my mind by taking 3 deep breaths to relax, or I can count to 10 slowly. When I clear my mind, I can listen better. Now I'm doing better in school because I listen. I still think being quiet is boring, but sometimes being quiet helps us listen better. Being quiet also helps our friends to concentrate in school or at hockey practice. Listening shows others that we care about them and respect them. It is still hard for me to listen and be quiet all the time, but I have to learn that I can do hard things. I bet you can too. Here are some tips to help you become a better listener. Ask for instructions to be written down as well as being spoken out loud. Ask the person talking with you to talk slower and not to say too much all at once. Sometimes information is better processed in a few words as possible. Ask to have a fidget toy. Do some coloring while someone is talking to you. Sometimes it may be difficult to maintain eye contact at all times. How can I prepare myself for listening? 1. I can learn how to ask for what I need to be a good listener. If I'm hungry, ask for a snack. 2. I can remember how it feels to have someone listen to me. 3. I can remember it is hard for me to listen if the other person is yelling at me because yelling makes me feel unsafe. So I can ask them to talk in a lower voice. 4. I can make sure I eat or drink before or during the listening section so I am not hungry or thirsty and I can have more focus. 5. I can make sure I get rest to help me pay attention. Listening is hard. The end. Thank you for reading with me. Gather around cause it's story time. Let's imagine they use our mind. Cause it's story time, story time. It's story time, story time. Let's use our imagination. Think it and then create it. It's story time, story time. It's story time, story time. Let's explore with imagination. Think it, exaggerate it. It's story time, cause it's story time, story time.